Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day, and good night, everybody. The JMH guy here. My name is James. So in today's video, it is Ferrari Friday, but in this particular one, I am doing my extended look at the brand new 2022 Ferrari 296 GTB Coupe, as I was supposed to upload my extended video days ago, but here I am now because life happens. But it's Ferrari Friday, so let's have some fun. So sit back, grab a snack, grab a drink, and enjoy. So we're gonna look through everything Ferrari has on the site essentially, and later on I'm gonna go through my top favorite things and least favorite things as well. So the 296 GTB, an evolution of Ferrari's mid-rear-engined two-seater sports Berlinetta concept, represents a revolution for the Maranello-based company as it introduces a new 120-degree V6 engine coupled with a plug-in electric motor capable of delivering 830 CV. The car thus redefines the idea of driving fun to provide pure excitement not only when pursuing maximum performance, but also in everyday driving. So right off the bat, as I mentioned in my shorts, the design, it's very sleek. You can tell this has it's a mix between the F8 Tributo as well as the F90 Stradale, with the front, the side, and but my favorite part of the design is coming up, being the rear. Now, in terms of the V6 engine, let's take a listen in, if you will, on the sound. Off throttle, downshifting. So my impressions of the sound, we'll hear more later, is it's very unique. You can tell it's Ferrari sound. It's I kind of like it a little bit better than the old 488, which was kind of lacking in the sound department. The F8 sounded better than the 488, but this, despite being a V6, as the engineers said in the various press releases, the 120-degree compact design and the being an all-new engine really lent it to having a unique sound, which is important being a Ferrari slash a supercar. I think it sounds very impressive for a V6. I almost would not have guessed it was a V6. So, the 296 GTB is the first Ferrari road car fitted with a 120-degree six-cylinder turbo engine. The engine structure means that the turbochargers can fit within the V. This increases the compactness, lowers the center of gravity, reduces its mass, and helps achieve extraordinarily high power levels. So 663 CV just for the motor itself. The new Ferrari V6 sets a record of 221 horsepower per liter for specific torque output for a production car. That's incredible. Personally, I'm really fascinated on how they cool this engine, because the design philosophy is brilliant. It's compact. It's compact. It's low center of gravity. The cooling system, I'm really interested in that, because that much power, that compact, it's gonna have to have some really great cooling, so it doesn't overheat, which I don't doubt they managed, of course, because this is customers expect it to be engineered well. So let's take a quick look at this video here. So yeah, once again, it's 120 degrees. So whereas normal V6 is less than 120 degree, this is stretched out because you can see the turbos being on top. I can't even imagine how much money and research and development this powertrain costed, but it was necessary. It's brilliant, but it's also needed. Once again, with international markets like I believe it was China and a few others that they charge taxes based on the liter output. I'm probably wrong, so please correct me in the comments. And it's also needed once again with the transition to full electric and maybe hydrogen. We'll have to see. So compactness and modernity. So side profile, I really dig it. It reminds me of the old Dino, Ferrari Dino. Has some resemblances. So Italian style and tradition. The 296 GTB seems to spring from a single pencil stroke without optical effects of lighting or stark chromatic contrast. This car has a unique identity, rewriting the rules while rediscovering the authentic principles of a distinctly Italian design. Formal cleanliness and clear-cut lines enhance the sportiness of this worthy heir to the philosophy deeply rooted in Ferrari function. Its modernity refers back to the cars of the 1960s and their simplicity and functionality, including the 1963 250 LM. I really love the 250 LM is a really cool car in itself, which provided notable elements of inspiration such as the cut of the B pillar, the rear haunches, and the truncated tail. We'll close. Lightness and compactness. The front has a pure, polished, compact volume. The 296 GTB's front end is more tapered than in previous models of similar proportions. Seen from above, the crest of the front mudguard aligns with the perimeter of the front and creates a theme that breaks up the front light clusters. The headlight lens is on the outside, while the inside features DRLs under which the brake air intake is located. So once again, here, air cools the brakes, but it's really clever. It's compact and it's seamless. That's the way I look at it. Innovation to power. So you can see the airflow goes under the rear air spoiler, opting for a gap between the roof and the rear bonnet, typical of Spider models. Introduce a wing profile that surmounts the roof and extends to the two fins. So that's how, okay, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of like, I'm not sure off the top of my head what it was, but that's the active rear wing. That's really cool. See, it's got a mix of a ducktail, but it's not. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize this before. So it has that low drag, LaFerrari inspired active spoiler. Maximum level downforce when required. That's important. So you're at the racetrack. Clever rear siding. So once again, the front end, it's got a it looks like it's wider than the F8. I might be wrong. Once again, the interior, very driver focused. So this is, I kind of like the layout, but I'm mixed on it. I love the homage to the gated manuals Ferraris of before. This touch sensitive stuff, like if it has haptic feedback, then I really like it. I don't know off the top of my head, but there's such a lack of buttons and feel to it. Like I'd have to see in person personally, but it looks good, but it's I'm split. I like it, but it is simple. That is nice. It's not overwhelming. So you know what, let's go into the interior a little more. Cabin built around the full digital interface, introduced in the SF90 Stradale. However, the SF90 highlighted advanced technology with a brake in the past. 296 seeks to assimilate the technical content in a refined look, pure and characterized by the considerable elegance as well as being consistent with the design of the exterior. So the seats, I think, look really comfortable. I mean, it looks like I'd go on a cruise with it. Cross country, driver and co-driver. This is the thing about Italian vehicles: Ferrari, Lamborghini, Maserati, all of them. The leather, one of my favorite parts. I mean, once again, the interior is really good, but it's almost too much touch sensitive. Assetto Fiorano, track setup. Door panel redesigned, saved 12 kilograms. Optional rear screen and ultra light Lexan. I kind of really dig the livery. It's going to be interesting to see the various orders people come up with to customize. This specific, it looks good, but I guess we'll see what happens with the Stradale, Challenge Stradale, and Pista and all those sort of variants. Maybe some 250 homage. We don't know. It's going to be interesting. So once again, powertrain set up in the rear. Less than 3 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, or 60 miles per hour, 62 specifically. 0 to 207.3. I mean, to say it's fast is a gross understatement. 120 degree V6. Once again, 296 GTB, 2.9 liter V6. 296, the 6 being 6 cylinders. So it's got an electric only range of 25 kilometers. So that's pretty impressive in itself. I mean, if you're in a small town and they don't like the noise or they have various bylaws, just slap it in electric only and you're set. I mean, for running errands, I mean, that's pretty cool. So you're set no matter what. Okay, so weight distribution, so it's rear bias, so that's interesting. I didn't expect that at first, but it makes sense with the plug-in hybrid powertrain. So that's going to be interesting for handling. Versus a 50/50. Transmission, 8-speed dual clutch. I mean, we all have come to love and adore dual clutches. This is interesting with a lot of companies starting to veer over towards like the 8-speed ZFs, automatics. I'm not the biggest knowledge powerhouse on tires and brakes by any means, so fuel emissions. Okay. So, fun to drive.
Let's try to make an acceleration and listen to the sound of the 296 GTB.
So once again, I think it's really good for a V6.
We worked a lot on the engine architecture, on the combustion, and on the exhaust system to create this magnificent sound. The second element.
Okay, so now, photos. Just in my extended. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about in the previous earlier part of this video, the rear end. This is probably my favorite angle of the car, because it was smart they did a different sort of exhaust thing being at the V6. Right off the bat, the 296 GTB versus the McLaren Artura. Yeah. massacring the name there. It's going to be interesting seeing some head-to-head, but this rear diffuser really cool. Exhaust, the rear air brakes, spoiler, the integration. You get some 250 LM elements to it, like the rear section. You get the Dino, the old 1970s Dino elements to it as well. Once again, it looks really good. I think this is a pretty cool evolution. Now, in terms of, let's go to the interior again. So, as I said, seats look great. Center console is fantastic. They got a cup holder integrated. This is wonderful. Because with supercars, it's one of the most, like, you go for a coffee run with your buds, and then it's like, where do I put it? Oh, I didn't spend $5,000 on a cup holder. Well, now, will this be free or an optional extra? You never know. Whereas, like, for example, the old, like, Lamborghini Gallardos, they had a cup holder, but the Murcielagos didn't. But the Gallardos was, like, behind, so you're driving and you're like, dislocating your arm half the time. So, once again, I mean, it's going to be infinitely customizable. Personally, versus all this aluminum or aluminium, I would do as much carbon as I could. I love the two-tone. It's again, as I said, all the touch centric stuff I'm not too crazy about, but it looks great. Customization is going to be wonderful. I cannot wait to do some sort of configurator of it. But yeah, no, it's going to be quite something. So anyways, this was my extended look of the brand new 2022 Ferrari 296 GTB. So from what I gathered from various reports, it's going to cost a few thousand more dollars than the F8 Tribute. The F8. And so will it be worth it? I think so. I mean, the amount of technology, essentially you're getting like a baby SF90 Stradale minus the all-wheel drive and the V8 versus and the V6 instead of the V8. I think it's pretty cool evolution. I think they did a really great job, and I'm hoping to see some in person when they start to arrive in dealerships and be delivered to customers and so forth. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, share your comments. What do you guys like the new 296 GTB? Do you like the sound? Do you not like it? What are your favorite parts? Make sure to subscribe. Stay tuned, as I will be releasing the official giveaway details probably in the next video or two, where I'll randomly pick out a comment, and so it's going to be the giveaway for one of several of my model vehicles. Scale models 1/18 scales, so I'll show that later in addition. And I'm excited to break down some more stuff later, so stay tuned and see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.